Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Merrimack Rotary Club Presents. I'm Maureen Mooney, a resident of Merrimack and a past president of the Merrimack Rotary Club, and it's a pleasure to be with you today for a very exciting show on a topic that not too many know about. But the topic takes place right here in Merrimack and in other locations as well, and it takes place even more specifically at Merrimack High School. And that topic is the Interact Club, housed at Merrimack High School, and we'll learn all about it at the end of this show. My guests here today are two students at Merrimack High School who are very instrumental in the Rotary Interact Club at Merrimack High. So my first guest is Josh.
My name is Josh Waxman. I am part of the class of 2018. I am the vice president of the Merrimack Interact Club, and just other clubs I participate in. I do Merrimack Science Olympiad team. That's just one of the ones I participate in. And yeah, guess just happy to be here to talk about Interact.
Great. And Drew.
Hi, I'm Drew Johnson. Like Josh, I am a junior in the class of 2018. I am the president of the Interact Club at the Merrimack High School. And interestingly enough, I am in the first class to start from kindergarten at the Massacola Elementary School and go all the way up to graduate. So
amazing. That's
yes.
Quite historic.
It is. I'm very excited.
Congratulations to both of you in advance of your upcoming graduations.
Thank you very much.
But today, all about the Interact Club. So let's start with first question, the obvious. What is the overview of the Interact Club at Merrimack High School? Who would like to start with that question?
I can.
Great.
So, specifically located within Merrimack High School, we help around the school. We're more than happy to do things like clean up a nearby street that we've adopted. Mm-hmm. We will clean up the football field and underneath the bleachers and the school parking lot. And we also extend to events outside of the high school as well, of course.
We participate a lot with just institutions around Merrimack, like Parks and Rec. We've helped out a lot with them.
Oh yeah.
Just among other things with the Rotary.
Absolutely.
We work closely with the Rotary to do events. I guess just general purpose is just to have youth engagement in the community.
Real good.
Yeah.
Now, who can join the Interact Club at Merrimack High?
Anyone that's a student at Merrimack High School, freshman and senior. Anyone that wants to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Come and join.
And how would, say, for example, a student at Merrimack High who's interested in what you do, maybe watching this program, would like to learn more, how would he or she go about joining?
Well, you could talk to either me or Josh or any of the other officers or even any of the other members in the Interact Club, or you can visit Mrs. Banfield or Mrs. Gott's room in the English wing of Merrimack High School, and we'd be more than happy to have you.
Very good. Excellent. Now, who organizes the Interact Club? Students, advisors, the Rotary Club? Who would you say is the organizer? Who sets the meetings and picks the projects?
We have, we work closely, us, the student officers work closely with the teacher advisors that we have, Mrs. Banfield and Mrs. Gott, both English teachers. Yes. We have several students that help as officers, and we set the meetings. We help for community outreach to find events to work with. We lead the meetings to just inform general members.
And of course, Rotary plays an instrumental role in providing Rotary-sponsored events such as the Christmas tree sales and other related events. It's a lot of fun.
Exactly. Now, being members of the club and so instrumental in how it works and which projects and so forth, how would you describe the Merrimack Rotary Club's role in Interact Club?
I guess they just act as adult leaders that help to just facilitate events. They give us great opportunities, like Drew mentioned, one of our favorites, the Christmas tree sales. We work with Rotarians for that. It's a really fun one. That's just one of the many events that Rotary can throw towards the way. We just have been working with the Rotary towards the Jean Drive, where we've been we were
yes.
With you, in fact.
Yes, right.
Yeah, jeans we got donated. We were making shoes for the Soul Hope Project. That helps out with making shoes for people in Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These are fantastic projects, and I can tell you, speaking on behalf of the Merrimack Rotary Club, we so appreciate all the time and effort you put in to help our projects. The Christmas tree sales, which go almost the entire month of December, and long shifts sometimes and so forth, and we always need help, especially when it's a busy season, and your help is really valuable to us, that is for sure.
It's always a pleasure.
It's great.
So just a little side note about that, the Rotary Club, it's called Rotary International, and Merrimack has its own chapter like so many communities do. And it's a service organization made up of business professionals who either live or work in Merrimack. And we get together regularly for meetings, and we do all sorts of charitable work, primarily focused on the community, giving back to the community, whether it's coats for kids or scholarships to graduating Merrimack seniors, or all sorts of things related to those in the community who may be in need. It is solely charitable and solely service.
Absolutely.
In fact, the motto is service above self.
Indeed.
Those who are watching this program perhaps and would like to learn more about specifically the Rotary Club of Merrimack can go to merrimackrotary.com, merrimackrotary.com. All sorts of things on there, including who our officers are and what projects we're doing next. For example, at the time of this taping, we are having pretty soon a event called Excellence in the Workplace. And that's where annually we recognize 10 or so business people here in town who really do an outstanding job at their vocation. And so we have a nice breakfast, we have an MC, they get a certificate, and they get recognized by our service organization here in town. So always something going on, and the best resource to look at is that merrimackrotary.com. Also very important to know that the Merrimack Rotary Club, probably very similar to the Interact Club, is always looking for new members. And if anybody's interested in coming to a meeting of the Merrimack Rotary, we'd love to have them. We meet every Thursday morning at 7:15 at the O'Leary Center just behind the Merrimack Public Library, and we end very sharply at 8:30. And the meeting typically every week consists of a breakfast, fellowship, there's some business that has to be attended to, and then a half an hour of a guest speaker, which is a great way to meet your neighbor, know what's going on in the community, and keep informed of what's going on right here locally. So a fantastic organization to have here in town. Merrimack High School students specifically benefiting from a lot of what Rotary does. And certainly you're welcome to come to a meeting, and so is anybody watching this program. We'd love to have you as members or just to figure out more of what Rotary does. So tell me, what is the motto or the tenets of the Interact Club?
Well, we have will it build goodwill and better friendships, and will it be beneficial to all of those concerned?
Yes.
We really intend to spread goodwill, and we want to benefit the society as a whole.
Yes, very important. Rotary has what's called the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And so at every meeting that we have on Thursday morning, we recite that after we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. So those are great things to live by, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And Interact essentially being the high school version of Rotary, it's important to know those things. So when you become of age, you can join Rotary and you'll be so well versed in all of those tenets. Now, are there officers in the Interact Club?
Yep, as I mentioned before, I am the president and Josh is the vice president.
Yep, and we have several other student officers that kind of help just facilitate meetings, plan events, and just help out in general.
Okay, which are those officers? Who else do you have?
The positions have been evolving over the past year.
Oh.
We have some officers that are working towards expanding our social media outreach.
Important.
That's a new position. We have people that keep track of time, just various, again, we're trying to expand to the rest of the school, and a lot of the positions mirror that.
And to clarify by time, he means volunteer hours, as we like to keep. One of the primary things that Interact Club offers to anybody who might join it is we keep track of your volunteer hours. So as you volunteer, we keep a log. So when you come in one day and you say, hey, I've got a college application here and I'd kind of love to know how many volunteer hours I've done. We say, we've got it right here. You can record all of it. We've had a great time working with you. So
Nice. Well, it's very organized.
We like to
that's
give back
for
to
sure.
the people who join us as well. So
Exactly. So important. How long are your terms? Are you a one-term officer position, or 1-year term, 2-year term, 6 months?
Generally, terms run 1 year, but
Okay.
just with like me and Drew having been involved this year, we will be officers this year and next year.
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
Of course, if somebody wants to be an officer, we more than welcome them to approach us. And as we've been kind of moving up towards graduation, which I'm kind of sad about because we won't be able to run Interact anymore, we've been looking for more junior members to take over for us, and we want people to start training because we'd love more underclassmen to join, so the next generation, so to speak.
So important. That's why membership is so important for Rotary, for Interact. Interestingly enough, there's something called the Rotaract Club, which is the college version of Rotary. So as you progress, you might want to look for one on the campuses of where you'll go.
Truthfully, I already have.
Is that right?
Good
for you.
I've heard there's one in Durham, I believe.
Is that right? Okay.
I've heard because I've been looking at several colleges, one of them being UNH, and part of that has kind of factored into my college search is there a way I can continue with my volunteer work?
Yeah. Good for you. Wow, that's spectacular. Very good. Already doing your research there.
Absolutely.
Now, does the Interact Club raise money?
We have we're working on various methods. We normally use bake sales.
Yes.
We've had several bake sales this year. We have, I think, 1 or 2 more planned.
Okay.
Just to kind of raise money. I mean, all of the work we do, it's all volunteer work. It's all for free, so we have to have methods like that, like bake sales and just future events that we're going to be planning, and just ways to get money to kind of keep the club functioning. But for the most part, we're pretty self-sustaining. We haven't had a lot of need to raise a lot of money because a lot of what we can do is a lot of manpower, a lot of will, a lot of just hard work. So.
Excellent. Wow. And that money you said is operational expenses, or where primarily does it go?
Operational, and we also have scholarships that we offer to seniors for Interact, and we put money towards that each year.
And there are also certain events that we do that, we provide certain things for freshmen who are taking finals that year.
Right.
We provide a little survival kit, so our funds factor into that as well. And I believe we do get an amount of funding from the Rotary each year as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, and that comes in different forms. That's
course,
for sure. That's part of Rotary's role in Interact is definitely funding where you may need it and so on. So if the general public, say somebody watching this show, would like to contribute to the Interact Club Direct in all of your endeavors, how would they go about doing that?
Well, the easiest way for someone, and the most effective way for someone to contribute to our goals in Merrimack Interact, is to just give us opportunities. We love hearing from the community just for different opportunities. If local businesses have something they want help with, they can just message us, contact us, and we would love to send people over help. Just with Parks and Rec specifically, we've loved having we have back and forth communication with them about events, and we love those events. Just getting out in the community, giving back, and that's really the best way someone can contribute.
Isn't that something? Now, where could somebody learn more about you? Do you have a website, or is there?
We have a Facebook page. Unfortunately, we're not on it as much as we would like.
Okay.
Admittedly, we are.
Thus, you have the new social media director.
Yes, that's what we're working towards.
Yeah,
is to
good
become
goal.
more accessible. Library even here at Merrimack.
Yeah.
Will contact us whenever they need help.
Nice, very good. Boy, this show is so needed. As you can tell, I'm learning a lot just by being here, and I've been in the Rotary Club now. This is my 10th year, and so this is so informative. This is really great, and I want to thank you both for coming, because the public needs to hear all the great things you're doing over there at Merrimack High. So tell me, how often does your club meet? I told you the Rotary Club meets once a week. That's a lot. And then we have a board meeting once a month on top of that. So what is your schedule like?
We have every Monday, we have just a form of a meeting. Every other Monday, we have just an officers meeting.
Yep.
Kind of set plans for the month ahead for events. And then every other Monday, other than that, we have meetings, just general meetings for all members.
Yeah.
It's very accessible for students that have a lot of other clubs, a lot of other mind, homework, etc.
Yeah.
Sports, definitely.
Very accessible meetings, easy to come. you get to the meeting, we give you the information. Sometimes we have working meetings, like for the Soul Hope Project.
Yes.
We'd have people stay after school for an hour or two, however long they could, to work with the Rotarians, actually, on just the project and on cutting out the genes.
Yeah, that was great. Let's go to that project, actually.
yeah,
We talked about it a few times here. So it's called Soul Hope.
Yes.
And tell the viewers what exactly you did, and you did a few things, actually, and what the project's all about.
So what we did is we ran a gene drive in the school, gene and milk jug, and we had students just from around the school. They had genes they wanted to donate to the cause, milk jugs. They could send. We had boxes around the school. They could put them in, and then once we had finished collecting, we brought them back to the room for working meetings that went on for I think most of February and March.
Yeah.
Like we had every Monday we had the working meeting, and students would come in. We had several people tracing the outlines for the shoes. Like the shoes have different components that when they're made from the genes.
Right.
So we would have some students tracing the outlines.
And we had several Rotary volunteers
Yes,
as
the
well.
Rotary
Oh, that was a
volunteers
great
were
time.
a big help.
Yes.
Yeah. And we had students and Rotarians tracing, cutting, and just putting everything together and helping to sort everything out.
Isn't that something? Yeah. And eventually those things will be made into shoes.
Yes, it's true.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh,
part
well,
of it?
essentially you have to cut out a certain amount of denim and plastic. You have to trace it and then you have to cut it out. In Josh's case, try to cut them out. It's okay, buddy.
Traced, okay?
I know.
That
We
was
tried.
really an incredible meeting. You must have had about 20 members there.
Oh, yeah.
You were in
we
your
can turn out.
classroom, and of course you had your advisors there. Let's talk a little bit about that. You have club advisors
Yes,
that
we
are
do.
teachers. So why don't you tell us about who they are?
Well, our two club advisors are Mrs. Banfield and Mrs. Gott.
Okay.
They're both English teachers at Merrimack High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they help just with everything.
It's true.
They help
They're
lead.
wonderful.
They help lead the meetings. They help with agendas.
Yeah.
They help just with, like at events, they will sometimes be there to help out with the events.
Right.
With communication with Parks and Rec, with the Rotary.
Absolutely.
They help out a lot with that. And they're just a great resource because they can help spread the word about Interact around the school.
Yeah.
They help us set everything up and they help just facilitate.
They sacrifice
club.
so much of their time, so...
And
if-
funds. Mrs. Banfield personally buys
Oh,
us snacks
yes.
for every meeting.
It's true. So
Amazing.
thank you, Mrs. Banfield and Mrs. Gott, if you are watching, for all the hard work you do.
Oh, and I'm sure they are. And I have to say how wise you are to recognize just how much your teachers do for
absolutely.
you. I'm very big with that when I talk with students. It's teachers don't just teach in the classroom.
No.
They do so much behind the
sacrifice
scenes.
so much.
Sacrifice, and you two are right on the money when you refer to that. And that's great that you have such gratitude. Where would we be without our teachers and our advisors, right?
Probably, yeah.
All right, let's talk about RYLA. RYLA. What does that stand for, first of all?
RYLA stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Awards.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
And there is a RYLA conference every year.
Right.
And just for like Rotary members, for Interact members. And they Interact sponsors, I believe, 4 members to go
students.
every year.
Yes.
Just unfortunately, with circumstances, we
Yeah.
have not been able to send anyone
Right.
the past few years, I believe.
Right.
But yeah, we're very much looking forward to doing it in the future, even next year perhaps. And
Yes.
we are so grateful to the Rotary for allowing us to attend these events and sponsoring us. And obviously, we are very regretful that we haven't been able to attend so far.
Yes, but it's been great. The Rotary's been able to, put the money up if, in fact,
Yes.
someone's able to go, and if not, the money returns to the club.
true.
But one of these years, and I know how busy students get. Oh my goodness, you have all sorts of commitments, and it's great that you carve out the time that you do for this ever important work here in the Interact Club. So that's great. Do you have any upcoming projects? You talked about Soul Hope, where you collected the jeans, you collected the milk cartons, you had the party where you had to cut everything out, you had it shipped over to Uganda. What projects are coming up or events?
Well, we always have a couple of little things here and there. Parks and Rec will always contact us every now and then, and the public library will always kind of slip something in. But for sure, we have the 4th of July pancake breakfast coming up eventually, and on the 4th of July.
We depend
Shocker.
on that volunteerism, so we'll sign you right up to help with the 4th.
Absolutely, we always love to. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it last year. I had a commitment, but this year I definitely intend to be there.
Good.
We have the.
We have a celebration for seniors
yes,
coming up that we
true.
have planned.
Oh, good.
In past years, we've ran a spring fling,
Yes.
barbecue and bingo at the school.
Right.
And we're just looking to make something more accessible
Yes.
to the senior citizens of Merrimack. and it's in the process of being planned and figure out what we're going to do, but we're really looking forward to it. Just having a night to kind of give back to the senior citizens in the community, show them that we appreciate them, and just give a good night for them and us.
Yes, I was there last year. You had a movie theater Hollywood theme to the spring
Yes,
fling.
that was a lot of fun. Do you remember me and Josh being there?
Oh yes, of course I do. Yes,
I helped run bingo.
He helped run bingo, and I waited on tables. It was very, very fun.
Oh, I know, it's so well attended.
Yes,
so
there were so many people, and we were absolutely thrilled to have everybody there.
That's fantastic. Oh, glad to help out. It's good that Rotary can help you, Interact can help us. That's for sure.
One last big thing we have is we have paid and we're working on creating a memorial bench in the Merrimack High School courtyard for Mrs. Crook. She retired.
Oh, yes.
She helped start the club. She was with it for years. She recently retired, and we just wanted to kind of honor her, give back, show how much we appreciated her long years of service to the high school and just Merrimack community.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, when eventually it is ready to be unveiled, keep the Merrimack Rotary Club informed.
Well, I mean, we owe a great deal of the funds for the bench to you, so absolutely, we'd love to have Rotary members there for the unveiling.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Now, what do you like best about the Interact Club? What would you say you like the best? So many things. I know this is a hard question.
Can we go over maybe our favorite events, if that's okay with you?
Yes, your favorite events.
Okay, so for me personally, I mean, it's the Christmas tree sales. I mean, I think I've sold Christmas trees with you before, I believe. I've sold Christmas trees with many members of the Rotary, and as many of them know, I love the Christmas tree sales. I love to drag the Christmas trees around. I love to kind of present them to people. I love to hold them side by side.
Sweep the needles so that,
it kind of gives me such a sense of the holiday joy and giving back. And
you got good points there, that's for sure.
You get to meet wonderful people.
You really do, and it's amazing.
Absolutely.
How about you?
I just love the Parks and Rec events personally.
Okay, yes.
When we've gone to Wasserman Park to help out with the Halloween night, which the Halloween night's probably my favorite.
Okay.
Just being there, helping to facilitate the activities. We helped with the costume contest. We led that and judged for that.
That's true.
That was a lot of fun. And just the Parks and Rec events are so fun because you get to see such a great just outreach and just such a great turnout from the community.
Yes.
Of a ton of young kids and a lot of adults just coming to enjoy what Merrimack has to offer, coming to enjoy Wasserman Park, which is a beautiful park.
Yes.
And just seeing those. And that's kind of like what the essence of Interact is. And that's what I enjoy the most. Just seeing the community at work, seeing a lot of great people doing great work so that other people can have such an awesome time, and just seeing so many people having fun.
And by doing so, we hope to bring Parks and Rec and Rotary maybe even closer together, because we absolutely love for everybody in the community and all organizations to work hand in hand.
That is fantastic. What excellent answers. And I hope our viewers are really realizing that we have this incredible resource, a community resource right here at Merrimack High. How many are in the Interact Club right now?
I say maybe 20 to 30.
20 to 30 members.
20 to 30 eager members willing to help out the community if anybody asks. And how lucky we are, how lucky the Parks and Rec are to have you as regular helpers. Unbelievable, gentlemen. This is so impressive. It's been a very quick, as I mentioned in the beginning, 27 minutes. We're coming down here to the wire, but I do have to ask, how do you think Interact will help you in your future plans? I know you're starting to think about college and all this and that. How would you think about Rotary and Interact and how it's helped you in the future?
I guess just being a member of Interact really showed me, again, community.
Yeah.
And the strong sense of community that there is in Merrimack.
Yes.
All the just facilities, all the events that are available to young people young and old in a community.
Right.
And just having that knowledge and having that awareness, I think will be very useful when I go off to another community, if I do in the future, to college and past that.
Yes.
Just knowing that there is this kind of community and having the skills and tools necessary to kind of communicate with people and work in the community.
Perfect.
And as I said, I want to continue with my volunteer work. I aim to join the Rotary one day. I absolutely want to, in whatever community I may end up in.
That's great.
And of course, truthfully, I didn't get a lot of volunteer experience before Interact. I was kind of new to the whole thing. I tried in a couple of areas, but it just seemed so inaccessible to me. It seemed like there were all these hoops to jump through. And when I joined Interact, I was like, wow, it's so easy to just give back to the community and volunteer. So it gave me a really good feeling.
That's fantastic.
Interact was definitely very easy into the world of community service.
Yes, right.
The meetings are accessible and just easy for people with time commitments. We log the hours, so you're able to actually get rewards for the work you do.
Right.
And there's just so many opportunities with the Rotary being so useful and with our advisors being so useful and just with the community giving us events.
Yes.
It's just a great tool for you to get into the world of community service.
That's fantastic.
Just giving back.
That's excellent. Unbelievable half an hour. I am so impressed with both of you.
Oh, thank you.
The Interact Club, the work that you're doing, the advisors. This show is long overdue. The community needs to know more about you, and I'm glad this is a start. You answered my last question already.
Oh.
So I'll ask you, do you think you'll join a Rotary Club when you're able?
Yes.
You answered a definite yes.
Absolutely.
I think I definitely will see what I can
Josh?
do. I really want to.
Okay.
If there's one in my community, I will definitely join it. I can say.
Perfect. And Interact is just an A+ rating here in Merrimack.
Well, thank you
thanks to
very
you
much.
two and your members and your advisors. So give them our best, definitely. And thank you for all the service you do to our Merrimack community. And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. I am so glad that you tuned in for a half of an hour because it was jam-packed with all sorts of information and how fortunate we are in Merrimack to live in a community that has an Interact Club at Merrimack High School, that has students at Merrimack High School like Josh and Drew that you've just heard from. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.